I'm here with Dominic from Oatlands Country Club, mate. Could you let us know a bit about your background, how you got into the industry, where you're working at the moment?
Yep. So I've been in the industry for around 30 years.
Yep.
I did my apprenticeship at Massey Park Golf Club under Concord Council at the time.
Yep. Nice.
I just played golf as a kid and was interested in it. Actually, I was a member at Kellyville Country Club and played with the course superintendent there one day, and he asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, I wouldn't mind being working on a golf course.
That's awesome.
And he said, whatever you do something else bar that. He goes, it's a hard job to do, but it didn't put me off at all. So did my apprenticeship there and jumped around to a few council courses. The money as an apprentice on a council course was better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go. Wish I knew that.
Just the award. So, you go to TAFE and talk to the other guys, and you're on a lot more per week. And then had Craig Easton as a TAFE teacher doing level 4. Yep. And the assistant job came up at Ride Parramatta, and he sort of urged me to go for it. Yep. I went for it and got it. And then I worked at Ride Parramatta for probably 5-6 years as assistant. Yep. And then the assistant job came up at Oatlands Golf Club, and I was lucky enough to get that. Yeah. I've been there 15 years now, and last 7 or 8 years has been superintendent after sort of some internal changes in the club. Awesome.
So what are your main grass types, like tees, fairways, greens, surrounds? What are you looking at? Yeah,
so we've got a bit of a mixture. On tees we've got Santa Ana.
Nice.
Fairways are Kaiku. Greens are sort of a Poa bent mix. Yep. We've got a Santa Ana collar and apron, and recently we've been putting in zoysia around the bunkers. Yeah. We sort of did a full bunker renovation program. We got an insurance claim for inundation. We got a payout for that. So we went through and relined all the bunkers.
Nice.
We had to do like for like, so we had to use cloth. Yeah. When probably the preferred method would have been the clingstone or something like that. Yeah. But because of the payout, we had to.
So that's an insurance thing you had to do like to like, not the club's preference.
Yeah, no, insurance.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. So how do you find the zoysia a lot better with maintenance now? Obviously not creeping into your bunkers and.
Yeah. So the idea of that was so we didn't have to trim them as much. Yeah. With the old bunkers, with the cooch, we tended to go too hard on the face because we've got like a grass face sort of leading down to the sand. Yeah. And that sort of got back to clay. Yeah. So every time it rained, the sand was getting contaminated.
Oh, make a mess of it. Yep. Yeah. That makes sense. Well, that's a smart move.
Yeah, it slows up the filtration and that. So
do you allow the zoysia to be a bit more puffy on the faces now, or do you still trim them up pretty regularly? Like how do you...
It does get a little bit puffy, and then we probably only trim them up 3 or 4 times a year.
That's good.
And we can go hard, but obviously we just don't go hard back to the dirt. So we give them a good haircut when we go
when you need to do it. Yeah, that's cool. So how many staff have you got currently?
At the moment I've got 13.
Nice.
So 2 qualified staff, myself and my 2 IC, 2 apprentices, and then three sort of groundsmen. Yep. And I've put on 4 casual, sort of straight out of school young guys. They all went to school together, so they all know each other. They go pretty good for us. Yep. They're sort of like no experience, but they're picking it up sort of week by week.
It's good.
It's been handy here.
Do you find it hard nowadays, staff? I know when I was even in the industry and looking for apprentices, it was, and that was still like 6-7 years ago. Yep. Like it was a struggle. Is it still?
Yeah, it's still a struggle. Yeah. I was sort of lucky to get the 4 casuals. We hadn't really advertised 4 casuals in the past. It was sort of always for full-time employees. Yeah. Yep. And then we actually got a really good, a large amount of applications for the casual.
Because you changed to casual. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, they do full-time hours except for weekends. Yep. Just might be the way.
Good. Yeah.
And like looking at it, like if these guys, do 2 or 3 years with us and get the skills up, they could probably go and travel overseas if they want and work on golf courses just with that experience behind them. They won't have the qualifications, but it just.
But they got the experience. That's the big thing, isn't it? Yeah. It's funny. The industry's changing a lot. I guess talking about changes in the industry and stuff, like, have you had any experience with the Husqvarna, like the Automowers, and like, what's your perception of that? Obviously, struggling to find staff. Like, has it helped fill the gap a little bit? And like, what models have you used?
Yep. So I did a trial with 2 of the models. So the big Sierra and the 580, I think it was.
Yeah.
The small one. So the Husqvarna left them out there for probably a good month, five weeks.
Nice.
So we got a really good feel for it. It's not replacing staff. It's filling that void that we can't find. So when they arrived, the feedback from the members initially was, these are going to put people out of jobs and that, and you just slowly turn them around, and
you have to educate them basically. 100%. Yeah.
And even to the point where I got conversations with one of the lady members, and she said, can these do home lawns? And I said, yeah, they can, I said, it can mow it every day for you. She goes, but I only mow my lawn once a week. I said, that's you doing it. I said, this mower can just go out
does it every single day.
And your lawn will look better because it's just getting that little cut every day. So
100%.
Still have to have a clean surface for them to cut like a normal mower. So that it limits us sometimes to be mowing at night because the winds come up in the afternoon. But with the ease of the app on the phone and that, if you do have a still day and there's a possibility to cut into the night, you can just sort of change the settings on the app and cut through the night, no noise.
Which is a win, especially I remember driving a diesel machine down the fairway in the middle of the night, and there was houses around the place, and you always just felt
we're
bad.
Surrounded with houses, so we do get the odd noise complaint. It's mainly for when we send the fairway blower out a little bit early. So we've had to sort of change our practices there, but just with the electric sort of battery operated equipment, there's no noise there.
So, how do you find obviously doing fairway height as opposed to rough or whatever you're doing, how do you find the cut quality? Were you doing it on the rough too and fairways? How were you implementing it at the time?
We were doing fairways, and then we did green surrounds.
Nice.
So
beautiful.
The quality was matched, if not better. I took a couple of photos and sort of tricked a few people saying that we'll walk behind mowing the fairways.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the stripes burn in really nice.
True.
And, they sort of come back, you're crazy, you know what I mean? And I sort of had to let them on what I was doing. But presentation-wise, it was no less. It was probably it was better, because it's getting cut every day.
Yeah, how good is that? Yeah, no, it did blow my mind when we took it to the course, and just even if, like, say a country golf course where you got a bit of paspalum, something, bit of seed heads popping up, they don't have the staff to keep on top of. I did notice, like, instead of using like a real mower, it's pushing it over. You did get that seed head and all that nasty looking stuff, Parramatta grass and that. I did find it did help with that too. So I mean, you guys probably don't have any of that sort of stuff in your surrounds and that, but
in parts of the rough and that we do, but there's sort of out of play areas. But no, it's it's cutting the perimeter the same every single time, so that human error is taken out.
Yeah, that's true.
And
you're not getting that little bit of a scalped like extension of the fairway. They miss the edge of it, and then it's true.
The
it's going on
straight,
the GPS. Yep, I still do bananas all the time. It's great. But no, that's good. So just in conclusion, like moving forwards, are you excited about the prospect of this sort of becoming a thing in the industry, like, or what are your thoughts on it moving forwards? Like, is it something you're happy to take on board, or still learning?
No, definitely going to take it on board. I'm in the process of, I suppose you could say, convincing the board. I want to go one or two of the models.
Awesome.
And speaking to the guys, I want to sort of place that on the course to get the biggest bang for buck out of those two mowers. Currently I run two Toro fairway mowers, so they're up for replacement, so I'm going to probably replace one and then go with the autonomous mowers to replace the other one.
Nice, beautiful. All right, well, thanks, Dominic.
No worries.
Appreciate your time.
No worries.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with Aaron. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and where you work?
Sure. So I'm a owner of a Western Mowers at Toongabbie. So we're a small dealership. Nice. Been involved in the industry. Well, my dad actually used to own it. So in the industry over 30 years. Nice. Owned the shop for 14. Yep. We grew it from 2 to 3 staff. Now I've got 8 to 9. Depends on where we're at. So it keeps me busy.
Yeah. 100%.
So yeah.
So did you start working there when you were a kid, or are you involved in the family?
Yeah, no. So started as a kid, done my trade, went through a small engine and outdoor power equipment trade. So went to TAFE for 4 years.
Yep.
And then my dad actually sold the shop, so I worked for another shop for about 6 years, and then I bought it back 14 years ago.
Did you?
Off the same guy that Dad sold it to.
So it was your dad's shop,
yep.
And then he sold it and you bought back your dad's shop?
Off the old guy, and we started again, built it back up, and we've got a good reputation. We work with good suppliers, which makes a big difference as well. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So your head's been in the industry for what? How would you say how many years?
20 plus years, 20 plus years. Look, our industry's changed heaps.
Yeah.
You go back even 15 years ago to where it is today, our industry's changed bipolar, and today we've gone away from petrol-powered products, battery, electric, robotics. It's where it's all going,
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So obviously it's changed so much. So how, whenever the biggest change has been, in the last 10 years, 15 years?
I reckon the last 5 years is when we've noticed a massive change. Yeah. There's a big shift in the last 5 years. Yeah. And the last 5 years we've noticed a lot of sales increase on battery stuff, as well as our workshops fixing the equipment as well. It's definitely increased heaps. We're seeing more battery stuff coming in for routine servicing now than what we ever have. And also to counteract that, our petrol power product sales have reduced. Yeah. So it's
say the whole way the world's going. So is that more residential or more commercial?
A bit of both, actually. I personally use all battery at home now. If you asked me 5 years ago, I would have said you're crazy. I employ 4 full-time qualified mechanics. And to go, okay, let's go battery. I can't change oil. I can't change spark plugs. Yeah. I wouldn't go back. Yeah. I charge a battery. That's the most that I have to do. It's fantastic. So
when it even comes to you got mechanics. So did you have to train them to work with?
100%. So I think working with reputable suppliers makes a big difference because there's a lot of technology. So one of our suppliers, Husqvarna in particular, we got a computer that we can plug into the equipment. Download software, firmware, diagnostics. So it makes our job a lot easier as well. No difference to a car, really. In a smaller scale. Yeah. So unfortunately it does take the diagnostic from a mechanic away where you're listening to it and hearing and smelling all the different things that can happen. Yeah. But it's just moving with the times.
But you've got to adjust the times.
100%.
And it's moving we look at the moment with AI and it's kind of scary.
It's 100%.
But it's also exciting too to be on top of it and be on board.
Look, I think if you're 2 steps ahead of the game, if you can be 2 steps ahead of the game, we know it's coming. Yeah. It's coming eventually. It's just who wants to adapt to it today. And I'm sure people that have, use a robot vacuum at home. People always said, why would you get one of them? You get one. It's the best thing that you've ever done.
One, so
same. Have you named it?
What do we call it? The kids call it bot, as in bum, basically.
Bum.
Bot.
Ours is Dustin Bieber.
Yes, that is.
And then you have to name your robotic mower as well. So ours, we've got David Mowie.
I call mine Mosley.
Mosley? There you go. Maybe they could be friends.
It's a bit weird, mate. Oh, that's so good. So commercial side of things. Yep. So is there any golf courses around the area you've taken them to?
Yeah, so we've done demos at the Australian. We've done it at
really?
Sydney. Yeah, we've done it. Oatlands has been the best so far. Oatlands adapted to the technology change really, really quick. Dom was amazing. Awesome. And he's all for it. The quality of the cut, the player feedback we got as well from them was next level. Wow. We would go every sort of 2 weeks to check on them, and the players were like, "Oh, you're the robot guys," and
they know all about it.
Yeah, and they reckon the quality of the fairway and the quality of the greens were heaps better. Yep. So and they adapted to it straight away, and it was a really good trial that we had done.
Because I think in the turf industry, it's a bit of there's a lot of just misunderstanding, I guess, on how the product works and people thinking it's going to take their jobs. Like,
exactly.
That's how a lot of people see it.
And you're 100% right. You know, that's the first thing. You know, if we rock up with a demo, even to a council or a golf course, doesn't matter. Their feedback straight away is, I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah.
And then when you explain that, look, you aren't going to lose your job. Your job is going to be used time elsewhere better.
Yeah.
You know, the mower's going to do its job, but it frees you up to go do something completely different that you didn't have a chance to do.
Yeah.
And when they see it and they actually get to try it and then it works for them, they go, okay, I can see why this is benefiting us.
Exactly, and like it can mow at night when people aren't on the course.
Totally,
and, like,
yeah. You know, there's no impacts. They're sustainable. You know, they come in the morning, the grass is all done. They move on to doing something completely different. Actually, Dom had a really good valid point a minute ago. I was having a chat with him, and he was saying that 2 weeks ago they couldn't mow their fairway because it was too wet.
Yeah.
They can't get a machine that's a ton onto the grass.
Of course.
So we're having this, which only weighs up to 80 kilos, 100%. We can send it out. It doesn't matter if it's raining.
Cool.
You know, if one of his greenkeepers turns up sick, the mower still goes.
So good. So Dom at Oatlands, I've never met him, but so have they got, how many have they got their units? Are they trialing?
So we've done a trial basis. So we've worked out if we were to do the whole course, it's about 6 robotic mowers to do the whole course.
Really?
Yeah. And that's
What units is it?
That would be the Siora, taking care. So we can get one small robotic mower to do around the clubhouse, and there'll be 6 Sioras to do the whole of the Oatlands Golf Club. Yeah. So, you know, and they're moving forward. They want to adapt to change. They know that this is where it's going. Well, they want to be 2 steps ahead of everybody. So we've done the trial phase. We've done the mapping out phase. We've worked out how many reference stations we need, where we may have some trouble areas, which is all identified. It's just a matter of now making it happen for them.
So
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Aaron.
No.
Anything? So whereabouts is your business? What's your business called? So
that's all right. No, so my shop's called Western Mowers and Chainsaws at Toongabbie.
Awesome.
So local Sydney-based dealer. Been a Husky dealer for, well, I've owned it 14, but been with them for 30 odd years. So it's great.
Awesome. Well, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Thanks for popping on.
Take care. Anytime. Thanks.